some free cards for the collective, whoever joins the live, as well as answering any sort of questions that you might have related to tarot or to the channel. So I'm going to get some good shuffles, and then we're going to pull some for the collective and see if anybody jumps on the live. If not, it'll be a very short live. All right, let's see what we have going on. So I'm doing 4 free cards. We're going to do the current situation, the obstacle, action needed, and the outcome. So those are going to be for each of the readings that I pull for. This is a deck that I made the other night. I call it the stick figure deck because I can't draw, so they're all little stick figures on the cards, something silly. Alright, let's see. I got another deck out too. I call Old Faithful. It was the first deck I ever really used. The Light Seers Tarot, so I'm going to bring that one out as well, just to have a couple of decks on hand. I typically don't shuffle all the time on the camera. Sometimes I pull for you guys. I pre-shuffle for you, but I like you guys to be able to see that the cards that are coming out are really the cards that are coming out for you. So that definitely helps give you some legitimacy. All right, let's see what we have going on for the collective. I've also been looking up some new tarot spreads that I'm going to start doing on the channel, as well as I'm going to start posting 2 days a week on YouTube for you guys. So you will have a lot of messages to still view, but I'm going to scale back the number of days that I'm posting. I've got a lot of things going on in my life right now, and I need to take some time to just kind of get those things accomplished. So you guys will still definitely see me. You'll still see readings. Hello, NC. Welcome to the channel. So you guys will still see me, but we're going to only be uploading a couple of days a week. So I also have a poll up on the channel. It's on the community page. So you guys go take that poll for me and tell me what kind of readings that you guys actually want to see, because I'm going to be changing how I post things and what I post on the channel. So we're in a new year. I want to do things a little bit differently. I don't want to post readings that nobody is viewing. So if there's something that you really want me to keep on the channel, those are the things I want you to vote for. If it's things that you don't want to see, then don't vote for those things. So only vote for what you truly want to see on the channel. So far, the only thing that anybody has selected is tarot. So that's a given. There's always going to be tarot messages. It's a tarot channel. So that's not going to change. What may change is I may post less of the spiritual advice and guidance because those aren't getting any views. I may also post less of the love messages because those also are not getting very many views. So shadow work is one that before people have said that they do want, that they want more of on the channel. So things that you either want me to keep or you want more of. That's what I want you to vote for on the poll that I posted. And that's going to be important because going forward, starting as early as next week, I'm going to be posting less of the content that is not getting views, or none at all, just because nobody seems to be viewing it. So there's no reason for me to spend the time and energy to film it and put it on the channel. All right, so anybody who's joining us, we're doing 4 free cards, and we're also doing questions and answers. So if you've got any questions that you'd like me to try and answer, go ahead and put those in the chat and I'll respond as soon as I can to those. And in the meantime, I'm going to pull 4 free cards. So we're going to see what it is that the situation is. Let me catch up with the chat. Sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just wondering because I'm a fellow reader with a channel and I thought we had to have 1,000 subscribers for going live. No, you need 50 subscribers to go live. They have changed their settings for how many viewers will actually be able to see your channel when you go live until you hit 1,000. So it's going to be listed as either unsearchable or private, I think, when you go live before you hit 1,000 followers. And so once you hit 1,000, then it's a public live. So other people see it. It shows up in the live feed. But until you hit 1,000, they don't allow you to have as many people viewing it for whatever reason. You can go live with as little as 50 followers or subscribers. So hopefully that answers your question. And no, I don't think it was rude. Sometimes we all have questions we just want answered. Hello, glad you're online. Thank you. I'm glad I'm online too. I don't go live very often just because I don't always have the time to do it, but I do enjoy engaging with my audience. So if you guys would like 4 free cards, that's what we're doing today. It's going to be your current situation, the obstacle, the action needed, and the outcome. So we're going to see what we have for the collective, give you a little demonstration, and then we will go ahead and pull for anyone who wants it. You're welcome. All right, so our current situation is the 7 of Swords, and this is in reverse. So consciousness, getting caught, outsmarted, or deception. So somebody could be deceiving you in some way. There could be a lot of deception going on around you, and it feels like you may have thought that you knew what was going on, but it's like somebody's trying to pull the wool over your eyes, or they're trying to outsmart you in this situation. So you need to be very cautious of what's going on around you, as well as people not trying to like outsmart you or pull the wool over your eyes. It looks like this person could be getting caught red-handed in the act of the deception that they're trying to do. And it's like all of a sudden they have a change of consciousness or a change of heart, and they realize what they're doing. All right, the obstacle needed, we have judgment also in reverse. So things are not going to go well for this person. I feel like once this actually happens and comes to light, there could be a lot of lack of self-awareness with this person. They might be constantly repeating the same mistakes, or there's some sort of failure that it's like it's catching up with them. So whatever bad deeds they've done or tried to manipulate the situation or people, it looks like that finally catches up to them. It could also deal with courts or contracts of some kind, that maybe the court or the justice system actually intervenes because of something that maybe they have done illegally. There will be some action needed, so I feel like a breakthrough or some truth comes to light. We have the Ace of Swords. So creative thinking, a breakthrough, truth, or clarity coming to light is the action, and the outcome. I feel like this could cause you to want to retreat or go within with the Hermit card. Some inner work is needed, or withdrawing from the situation, some meditation, or even some shadow work could be needed. So that's the type of reading that we're going to do for free today. If you guys are interested, definitely just let me know. Just put your first name in the chat. I don't need specific questions. We're just going to pull for the situation. Sorry, my chat keeps disappearing. I'm on my phone. So you only need 6 more subscribers for that. How fun. Exciting. Good. Hopefully you'll get that very soon, and then you can go live, and you can also have your own audience to be able to read to. That's awesome. All right. Did you want to do some free cards? All right. Hello, I'm Grace. What are the energies between me and Nick? Pisces, thank you. Okay, so this is how this is going to work. We don't need any specific questions. It's not how I work. I'm a psychic medium. I just need your first name. I'm going to let the cards do the talking, and then I channel messages as I read. So that's how I work. I only need your first name. I don't need other people's names. I don't need specifics about your situation. I'm literally going to tap into source when I pull the cards. And so all I need is your first name to address you by, and the rest comes through from spirit. And that's how any medium should truly work if they're legitimate. All right, so Grace, we're gonna pull 4 cards for Grace, and then is it Natalia will be next. Let's see. All right, so let's get 4 cards for Grace. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so we have your current situation is the Ace of Wands, and it's in reverse. So this tells me that you are either not going forward with some sort of creative project. There's something that is like failing to get off the ground. Could be some sort of creative block, delays in this situation, or some sort of bad news that you weren't expecting could be coming through. And I feel like the bad news is the delay. It's like you wanted to go forward in this situation, but unfortunately something is holding it up. We are still in Mercury in retrograde. I believe it ends today. I think there's like 4 planets that are in retrograde, and they are slowly coming out of that. But because of that, there is definitely a delay, or things aren't quite ready. All right, 3 of Cups also in reverse. So normally this would be something that is positive news, but again, it feels like you're isolating yourself. There could be cheating or gossip around you, and definitely negative energy. So you want to try and shift that in any way possible. So that's the obstacles, overcoming either gossip, isolation, or cheating. We have the Tower. So this is your action needed, is big change changes. So you need to embrace the changes, embrace the upheaval, the rebuilding, and definitely there could be some sort of revelation coming to you that causes you to want to change these situations. So whether it's a delay somewhere in your life, or whether it's some sort of obstacle like a cheater or somebody who is gossiping about you, or maybe you feel like you need to isolate yourself a bunch, that's what you really need to overcome and change. Your final card is the King of Cups, also in reverse. So this tells me that you could be dealing with some sort of heartbreak, again, cheating, somebody who could be being really petty, lack of diplomacy. So like when they speak to you, they're very negative or very toxic. It could be somebody older than you. So this could be like either an older significant other or even a parental figure or even a boss. Somebody who really is like full of negativity and they kind of spew it out onto other people. So you want to try and have really strong boundaries with that person, whoever they are, because that's something that they kind of spew onto other people. So it's definitely not something that you want going forward. You want to try and eliminate that. So that's what we have for Grace. All right, let's see what we have here. All right, so Natalia definitely wants some cards. Let me switch decks here. All right. 303 on the clock right now. That's a lucky number for me. If that's a number you see all the time, look up the angel number and you can see what the significance of 303 is. All right, Natalia, let's see what we have for you. Let's get 4 cards. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, you start with the 6 of Wands, so fire sign energy and a victory. Some sort of either recognition, award being cast in the spotlight, or something that gets you recognized for your talents, gifts, and abilities. This is also something that you may be either on stage in front of a large audience. This could also be something where the spotlight is on you for whatever reason. So maybe you are a performer of some kind. Maybe you have, your own social media that you're on regularly, but something where people start to notice who you are and what you bring to the table. Your obstacle is overcoming some sort of hurt and heartbreak. This is something that really left a mark. It could be like a romantic relationship that ended badly. Could be something where there was some sort of significant loss in your life, but this is something where it really hurt you deeply, and I feel like you're still trying to pick up the pieces or quite literally heal your heart and sew it back together. All right, the action needed is overcoming toxic cycles, things that leave you feeling stuck, trapped, bound, things that might have strings attached to them. This is something where you could be dealing with codependency, toxic relationships, or this is something that you could even be dealing with addictions. So this is telling you that you're strong enough to overcome these things, and you need to actually take action in doing so, that you need to make positive steps going forward, not only to heal your heart and the pain that you've gone through, but also something that you need to take positive steps to let go of these things that you know are no good for you and that they're toxic and that they're actually hurting you. All right, your outcome. I feel like you're going to need to think about this in a different way or view your perspective differently. It's also a card where she's got her heart in a cage, so definitely a lot of heartbreak that you possibly have been through recently. And this is something that I feel like your heart is very caged right now. And so in order to heal that, you're going to have to do some inner work, do some reflection, and do some shadow work, some soul searching in order to actually come up with a new way of doing things or change how things are done in your life currently, because you don't want to keep repeating the same cycles. So this person is not afraid to cut people out of her life. The Queen of Swords is somebody who's very analytical, could be a little cold, could definitely be closed off emotionally, and it's somebody who doesn't always want to let their heart be exposed. So you might be feeling like you need time alone right now in order to think and to process what it is that you're currently dealing with. So this is also somebody who needs to think about things before they react, but you're going to come up with a solution because logic's going to be your strong suit. So think about things before you actually make a decision on what needs to be released, what needs to be let go of, and what it is that needs healing in your life. Hope that helps. All right. You are welcome, Maria or Grace, Maria Grace. All right. You're welcome. My goal is ascension. All right. Anyone else that would like 4 free cards or any questions that you guys would like me to try and answer, just put them there in the chat. So I try and go live probably a couple times a month. I don't go live as often as I upload content, just because sometimes I don't have the time available to be able to do so. I do paid private readings as well. Those are only booked through my email, and you can find that either on the About page, or you can find it in all of the description boxes of all of my videos. That's the only way I book appointments, is through email. So you email me, tell me you want a reading. I offer several different types of readings. I do basic tarot spreads where I use multiple decks. I do love readings. I do spiritual guidance. I do shadow work. And then I've got a slew of different little like mini readings that I can also do for all sorts of different things. I've got one for meeting your spirit guides, things to help you like overcome obstacles and toxicity, self-love, like a whole bunch of different things. So you would just need to tell me what type of reading you're looking for, and then we would book that. And it comes with either a private upload here on YouTube. If you are one of the subscribers to YouTube, I can do it that way. You get a private link that way that only you and I can view, and anyone that you share the link with will be able to view it, but they are not public and they are not searchable. So that's what you're paying for, is the private link there. I also can do it through a Zoom call if that's easier for you, but it won't be recorded, so you'll only get it live like we're speaking right now. So that's the only downside to that, is if you do a Zoom call, you won't have a recording of it. I also do mediumship sessions, so that's something that I do a deep meditation before I meet with you, and I channel messages, and the messages that come through, I write all of those down, and at the end I email you a copy of the handwritten notes that I take, spirit messages that come through. Hello, Raw Nature, greetings from Estonia, good to see you, been a while. Definitely my goal is to help people heal the things that are keeping them stuck in life. So that's my goal with all of my readings, no matter which type of reading that you would choose. And it's something that I also wrote a book about 2 years ago. It's called Stepping Stones to Destiny. There's also a link for the book. It's only sold on Amazon. And it's something that I wrote about my spiritual journey, as well as all the things in my life leading up to why I do the readings. I've always been psychic. I've always been a medium. I just didn't always use my gift. And so a little over 2 years ago, I had a dream that my mom had suddenly passed away, and could see in graphic detail all of the things that had happened in her passing. And about a month after the fact, I actually lost my mom in the exact same circumstances that my dream had shown me. So that was the catalyst for me to write the book. I actually started writing a book about 17 years ago, lost it somewhere, couldn't find it, and so Spirit told me I needed to actually scrap that idea and start from scratch, and to document, my journey and everything that led up to what I'm doing now, and holding readings and starting my channel here on YouTube as well as on TikTok. So that is a little bit about me. If you want to know more details than that, it is all in the book. And again, it's called Stepping Stones to Destiny. There will be a link in the description of all my videos, or there is a link on the About page. All right, who else would like some free cards today, or do we have any questions? Thumbs up. Thanks, Raw Nature. Good to see you. How are you doing over there? Been a while. I think you changed your name or something, because it used to be something else. I know it was. All right, so we're going to just get some general cards for the collective. I'm going to pull like 6 cards, and let's see what we have going on. All right, Hanged Man. All right, so start with Hanged Man energy. So stuck, stagnant energy, and definitely with a lot of retrogrades going on. This is something where it feels like you take one step forward and you take 10 major steps backwards. So if you're feeling that way, that will soon start to ease up over the next week or so. It's definitely something that can take some time in order to process through and go forward. I think one of the retrogrades lasted like 3 months, something crazy like that. So it's been a while, and definitely something that could take a little while to get going forward in good nature. Raw Nature, I have crazy dreams all the time, very vivid and weird. Me too, and that's actually in my book. I wrote about a lot of the crazy predictive dreams that I've had. I've had them my whole life, weird dreams that don't make sense to usually anyone but me. And they always say if you can remember a dream, it wasn't a dream, it was a message. So I've kept a dream log for years, since I was probably a young teenager, and just write them down just to see if anything actually happened. And a lot of them have actually happened. Yeah, I thought it was greetings from Estonia. So, okay, same person. Good to know. But yeah, the vivid dreams for me are in full detail. All my senses are usually intact. I can see color. I can smell things. I feel like I physically touch things in my dreams. So really, really vivid energy. And it's also something that last night I was having a lot of really wild dreams. Some of them I share on the channel, and some of them come through as more of a channeled message. Those ones I do usually share on the channel, and those will be in the playlist channeled messages if you guys are ever curious. A lot of those actually do come to fruition. So those are the ones that I do post ahead of time in case they actually happen. Let's see, what was it? Late November of this last year, 2022, I had a vision of a lot of turbulence on planet Earth. And it was things like catastrophic snowstorms, epic flooding, earthquakes, volcanoes erupting, landslides, tornadoes, just all sorts of crazy things that, you know, those happen, but this was like uncharacteristic of what we would normally see. So epic snowfall, like over 5 feet in certain areas, which has happened. Buffalo, New York, I think got 72 inches or something in a matter of 3 days, right around Christmas time. There's epic flooding in California and the west coast of the United States right now, and they had tornadoes, which they rarely have in certain areas. They're having landslides. They're having catastrophic flooding like they've never had before in certain areas. So some of the things that I do have visions or dreams about have actually current events have happened. So if you guys are ever curious, the weird stuff that sometimes comes through, those will be in the channeled messages playlist, and there's several that are on there. So some of them come through as twin flame love messages. I'm a twin flame on the journey, and it's something that I didn't really know anything about until about 3.5 years ago. And when I encountered my twin flame, it was part of the catalyst as well for my spiritual journey. And I channel messages. So like I hear things or see things in my mind. I tend to channel a lot of music, lots of different songs. I've actually created a tarot deck. Who sends these messages? Which messages? The channeled messages I get from Spirit, Source, the Divine, God. Spirit sends me things through my guardian angels, through my spirit guide team. Sometimes it just comes in a dream. Sometimes I'll hear a piece of music that I haven't heard. Just all sorts of different things that I basically download the information through my brain, and I always equate it to like picking up a telephone, where, you know, you pick up the phone and you can hear what's coming through on the other side of it, right? So you answer a phone call, you hear what the other person is saying. It works like that for me. I have things that I like audibly hear in my ears. I have other things that I hear in my mind. I get images in my mind. Sometimes I get sensations in my body. I was trained how to do health scans or body scans remotely, so I can get into a meditative state and kind of scan the person that I'm reading for's body and see if there's issues in internal organs or specific parts of the body that are maybe causing issues. Since I'm not a doctor, I can't diagnose this, but I can tell you what shows up. Like if you were to have, let's say, an MRI and something lights up for me, I can tell you where in the body I'm seeing issues, and then you can follow up with your actual doctor to try and hopefully find out what the actual cause is medically. So things like that. Let's see, what else? Just lots of different things. So it's something that I've worked towards since I was very young, in my early 20s. So over 20 years, I've been trying to fine tune all of this stuff and get it really sharp and focused. All right. I'm very impatient and I go sometimes mad really fast. Is that because I'm in Aries? I'm not like dangerous or something. I just rush. Sorry, my chat keeps clicking off. I just rush, now. I want to change that. So that is absolutely Aries energy. I have a stepson who's in Aries. He leans a little bit more towards the mild side of the Aries characteristics most of the time. But it's definitely something that you can work on. If it's something that bothers you, it's something that you absolutely have the ability to change. I would say meditating is something that is a great way to kind of help tone down the fire. And it's also another way, journaling would be a great one. So if things are really irritating you and there's, like a quick fuse is what I like to call it, like really fast. You're fine 1 minute, you're really angry or agitated the next. There are definitely ways that you can channel that energy into something more positive so that you're not feeling hostile or angry or agitated all the time. So it's things that you would have to mentally focus on that energy of trying to not dissolve it, but dispel that energy to where it's not as quick to come to the surface. So not that you're stuffing it down, but more like when you feel it start to come up, that you also can kind of turn it back down. So there are definitely some meditations that I would say would help you do that, as well as journaling, some shadow work. Like, you have to start to think, why are you so quick to being agitated or angry about a situation? What is it about the situation that's really bothering you? Is it something that you have the power to change? Is it something that you don't have any control over and that's why it frustrates you? Or what is the root cause of why this is irritating you in some fashion? It's definitely something that you can absolutely work on changing. Yes, exactly. I don't feel superior and others are lower than me, but they piss me off so fast sometimes. Why? I don't know everything. That's definitely something that I would say shadow work could help with. Shadow work I do on Fridays on the channel. I am going to keep shadow work on the channel. I think it's important. I think it helps a lot of people. People are the root cause. Well, I'll tell you from personal experience, it is difficult to deal with people that you feel are stupid, or as I like to call them, the Karens, the Chads, the Kevins, the Ambers, all the people that just, it's like they don't get it, like common sense has gone out the window, and that people fail to realize that by their lack of understanding, it creates more headache and more problems for the other people that have to take the workload or that have to pick up the pieces for the people who don't understand or can't do their part of life. So I totally get that, and I can sympathize with you. I actually have quite a bit of fire in my chart as well. And it's something that over my lifetime I've had to work on mellowing my temper and not getting so quick to be agitated and upset with other people because they don't understand the situation, or that their lack of understanding or intelligence has actually caused more problems than it has good. So I totally understand where you're coming from. And it's something that sometimes you just have to be able to kind of take a step back and go, it's not even worth losing my temper over. These people are not worth it. It's not worth it to go to jail. It's not worth it to, get in a fist fight. They're not worth the energy. And so that's something I've had to work on myself. And a lot of people tell me they think my energy is really calming, but I wasn't always this way. I used to be somebody who, well, I'm still a little bit of a control freak. Let's be quite honest here. I like to be in control of my own life. I like to be in control of my own situations. But when things are out of my control, it can cause us to operate in a place of fear or anxiety because we don't have control over the situation. So if you're like me and you like to be in the driver's seat and you definitely like to be in control of yourself and what's going on, this is something you have the ability to control. You don't have to let other people steal your joy and happiness. You don't have to give away your power to people, and you don't have to let other people's dumb shit affect you in a negative way. So think of this as one that you can try very easily the next time this happens. And a good friend of mine years ago showed me this, and it really does help. So when this person or these people are energetically starting to rile your feathers or irritate you in some way, make you angry, picture them in a pink bubble. I always like to think of a giant bubble of chewing gum, like pink bubble gum. And what you're going to do is, in your mind, you're going to picture that these people are in this pink bubble. And while they're in this pink bubble, anything they say or do does not affect your energy. and just picture them in this bubble and tell yourself, no matter what they do in that bubble, they cannot affect my energy. I do not allow their idiocy to affect me in any way, shape, or form. They cannot touch me. It's like a little force field that you put around them. So all of their stupidity is only with them. It will no longer affect you. And try that and see if it helps you. Number one, it refocuses your thinking pattern, okay? Number two, you're putting up an energy block so that that person's energy can't affect you. And I totally believe that energy is something tangible. I think that energy is all around us and that each person has like their own little energy pocket, right? So when we interact with other people, think of like a giant circle around yourself. And so as we come near people, our circles can touch each other, right? So like personal space sort of thing. So if you think, I'm in my force field and they can't harm me because they're in their little bubble and they can't touch me. So even if they're near you, your bubble is protecting you from their energy, if that makes sense. Hopefully I explained that well enough. So I would suggest you try that and see if it helps you the next time that you're not feeling like yourself, or that, you know, people are irritating you. Definitely not worth your energy. Yeah, not worth your time, not worth your energy, not worth, you know, sacrificing your mental health or your physical health, because stress really does harm the body. And stress is something that can affect us very negatively. It can cause a lot of disease in the body. It can cause strokes and heart attacks and high blood pressure. And when our body is under stress for many, many times, like over and over again, let's say for an example, okay, I'm going to use myself as an example. Let's say you have someone in your family that every single time you encounter this person, they just piss you off. They make you crazy. You can't stand their energy. You don't want to be around them. You start to physically, you start to physically feel unwell around this person. So what you can do is the pink bubble trick. The other thing you can do is you can picture yourself in a white or a gold bubble, and that is divine pure energy. And ask the divine, ask source, ask spirit, your spirit team, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, whatever you believe in, your higher self. Ask them to cover you in this field of protection, this protective energy, so that other people's energy can no longer affect you in a negative way. If you're dealing with things like issues within the body where maybe a specific organ is not operating optimally, and there's not really any other explanation for it, but all of a sudden, like, you have tons of stomach aches and maybe you have problems with your digestion, or you can't, you know, go to the bathroom properly, or you have issues with all of those things in your stomach. Our stomach is where we receive energy the most. So that's where our gut instinct comes from. Those chakras could be blocked. And it's something that over time you can heal, and you can actually try and remove the negative energy. But it takes a lot of effort and a lot of work. And one of the things I used for myself years ago to try and unblock my energy fields and my chakras was a lot of meditation, where I literally focused on one chakra at a time, and they all have a specific color. I try and focus on the 7 main ones. So you have your root chakra, the sacral, the the heart, the throat, third eye, and crown. Okay, so the first 7. So they all have different colors. It's like red, yellow, orange, green, blue, indigo, and violet in that order. So you would focus on which one you want to start with. I recommend that you start with the root chakra, because that's where you're going to be the most balanced in your body. So you want to make sure that the root chakra is flowing, and you want to make sure that it's healed and that it's in harmony, and that you feel like you're grounded. So you feel safe in your body. You feel like you're connected to earth. You feel in your body. And I know that sounds crazy for people who maybe aren't as spiritual or don't understand energy as well. But all it basically translates to is that you feel like you are in yourself. Like, it's tangible to you. You feel connected, not like you're, you know, out in la la land and you're in your head and like overthinking things. You want to come back to earth and get grounded. So red is associated with that color. So in the meditations I did, I went on YouTube and I got some meditation music. And I plugged in some headphones and I did some deep breathing exercises to open up the chakras. And then I started to just listen to the music and really just kind of picture my root chakra, and it's the color red, and mine was very clouded, very dark when I first started. And you want to picture a red wheel that starts spinning, and over time it will actually get brighter in frequency, and you will know that it's eventually clear. Now, when you're clearing this stuck, stagnant energy, you can have a lot of things that make you feel like you're getting the flu. It can make you have like an upset stomach, diarrhea, vomiting, things like that, because you're expelling the stuck, stagnant energy within your chakras. So that is normal. I would say if it continues for a very long period of time, like over a week or something, you would definitely want to make sure that something else isn't going on medically with you. But it is normal to have some sort of release happen when you're clearing the energy fields. All right, I had back pain and was listening to healing frequencies. It did help, actually didn't fix it, but it helped, yes. Now, that's something that I also had, and apparently when your back is hurting you, it can actually be from years of carrying like heavy weight of other people's problems. It can be not expressing yourself. It can be, there's one specific one for like hip and back pain to where, let me think of the right definition for it. It's basically that you're harboring a lot of pain in your life, and so it settles into your back and into your spine and into your hips. And so a lot of people tend to have hip pain, back pain, limited mobility, things like that. And I also suffer from things like that as well. So I'm in the process of trying to heal my body and getting some answers to make sure there's nothing seriously medically going on as well. But yeah, it's definitely something that the healing frequencies are beneficial for sure. All right. My chat keeps clicking off. There we go. 174 hertz is what I was listening to. There's so many of those. You can look up like specific things you want to heal, and they'll all have a slightly different frequency, but those are fantastic. I've used those as well. And you start to feel a little bit better. Reiki energy work is another one that I would recommend. People can do it remotely where they're literally sending out energy. They're like extracting the negative energy out of certain parts of you at a certain time. And then they, clean the energy, and then they send back energy to you in healing ways as well, is also something that I definitely would recommend if you're dealing with certain body pains. Hi there, may I join? Of course. Let me see if my chat would stay on. That'd be a lot better. Cleopatra's Tarot by Gypsy. All right. Yes. Hi and welcome. So we're doing question and answers. We're just chatting here a little bit and then pulling 4 tarot cards for free. We're going to do current situation, obstacle, and then action needed and outcome. So if you'd like 4 free cards, all I need is your first name in the chat and then no specifics. I'm a medium, so I like to let spirit guide me with what the messages are. And that's how I read. I'm an intuitive tarot reader, so I use my intuition. While I do know the basic meanings of the cards, I tend to go with what spirit is showing me, and so that's how I'm able to read for people remotely all over the world. And it's something that I've been working at for several years at this point. Gitu, is that your name, Gitu? Tell me if I'm saying it right. I don't like to botch people's names. Make sure my cards are up right this time. Awesome, thank you. Yes, okay. And Rano is your first name, Raw Nature. Good to finally meet you. I'm Jen. I usually go by Damsel in Distress, but you can definitely call me Jen if you want to. I don't have a problem with it. All right, so Gitu, let's see, what was it? Oh, darn chat. Next time I go live, I'll do it on my laptop. That way it's easier for me to see the chat as I'm going. All right, so Gitu. Let's see what we have. 3 and 4. Okay, so your first card is the 10 of Cups. so that's interesting. That is like a lot of happiness, a lot of contentment. It can symbolize things like marriage and children. It's something, excuse me, that you could be working towards as well. So this could be your current situation, that maybe you're looking for some sort of security in life. Maybe you're looking for some sort of like finding your soul family, I like to call it, or like the people that resonate with your energy. It could also be something where marriage is in the cards for you. If you aren't currently married, it looks like that could be something in the future that is actually coming in for you. All right, your next card is the Six of Cups. So this could also be somebody from the past, or you could be reminiscing about the past, a past person. It could be simple joys in life. It could be childhood memories, or sharing memories of the past. So we are still in retrograde for a couple of planets. And Mercury, I think, goes direct either today or the 18th, and I'd have to look that up. So regardless, when Mercury's in retrograde, it means that things from the past tend to come up, especially communication issues. And they're telling me that there could have been a falling out from somebody with you in the past, and this person may resurface to try and either mend defenses or try and resolve the differences from the falling out. So that could also be something that's coming in for you. This person might also still be harboring feelings from you from the past, if it's like an ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, things like that. This is somebody who might want to try and resolve those because they're still harboring feelings for you. All right, your action needed is the Page of Swords, and this is also reversed. So the Page of Swords is telling you you're going to need to be very blunt with this person. If you no longer have feelings for them, or you do not wish to, reconcile things, then you need to make sure that you have strong boundaries, and that you might want to be cautious and make sure your defenses are up currently, because I'm not positive that this person is somebody that you're going to want to welcome with open arms. You might also think that this person is all talk and no action, and this is your action needed card. So if it's you that's all talk and no action, I would be cautious with that. And if it is a past person coming in, then I want you to be very cautious that you don't get swindled. Be very careful that they're not trying to sweet talk you. All right, your final card, the outcome, is the Nine of Wands. So this is telling you to mount your defenses. Your walls are very high. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I'm getting goosebumps for confirmation on both arms. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. So this is something telling you that you're going to have some endurance in this situation. This could be a long time coming, that I feel like you may have had this person in the back of your mind for quite some time, but you've built a wall up because of previous pain or mistrust or whatever the current situation was for that. I also feel like your walls are very high, and so until this person kind of proves their worth to you or can actually resolve the issues, I think that your walls need to be high. You need to be cautious with this person, and don't get swindled by them just because they either love bomb you or come in and sweet talk you and act like everything's going to be fine. Be cautious, take your time, and if you don't trust the situation, keep your walls up. It's definitely something that you are able to fix, but I would suggest that you be cautious moving forward. All right, let's see what we have here. Sabrina, hi, hello. Welcome. Yes, you can get a reading. So we're not answering specific questions. I just need your first name in the chat. And then I am a medium, so I channel messages as I read the tarot cards, and that's how I do my readings. So I just need your first name, and you were doing 4 free cards, and then we're answering questions and just talking and hanging out today. It's real low key today. So spiritual attacks, yeah, I do think, Cleopatra, that there could definitely be like either he's trying to manifest you back. I assume it's a he, I'm sorry. That this person could be trying to manifest you back, and that it's something that I want you to be cautious, because if he has hurt you in the past before, or things have really not changed currently, then I would be very cautious to get involved with him again. It is a him. Okay. All right. So Sabrina, you are next. Let's see what we have going on for you. Ooh, I'm trying to knock all my stuff over today. All right. Let me get some good shuffles here, and we'll get some cards for you. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe if you want to be notified for any more lives. I do free readings during the lives. And then I also do paid personal readings booked through my email. It's going to be in the description of all of my videos or on the About page in order to book with me. I promise I'm reasonably priced, and I do multiple types of readings. All of the types of readings that I do have been showcased on the channel. So if you're ever curious, just start scrolling through the playlist. You'll see I do love messages, shadow work, spiritual guidance, tarot, all sorts of stuff. And I've designed a few decks of my own that I use just for something different to use on the channel. Okay, 4 cards for Sabrina. Wow, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, Sabrina, we start with the 5 of Swords. So there's been some sort of conflict, some sort of falling out, something that left you or the other person very confused. It could be both of you that's very confused. So this is your current situation. A lot of confusion and not really understanding what can be done in order to go forward, or if there is anything that can actually be done. There could be some bullying going on, some betrayal, arguments, or even crimes. So be cautious that it's not a crime. You don't want to get mixed up in any of that stuff. So definitely something where I feel like if there's been some sort of betrayal, that you might have your walls up as well, and you might be kind of contemplating what to do next. I think the best solution would be, if there hasn't been much time that has passed since the falling out or the argument, that you want to kind of hit the pause button, so to speak, and you want to kind of take a step back and reevaluate what you want to do going forward. All right, your obstacle is the Emperor, so Aries energy. The first card would have been air sign energy, so Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. The Emperor is the divine masculine in the tarot, so he and the Empress create the entire tarot. They're like the head king and queen, as I like to refer to them. They're also, the Emperor symbolizes things like fatherhood, strategic moves, taking action, being bold, bravery, stability, and leadership. So this could be you, this could be another person in your life, it could be a father figure for you as well. And this is your obstacle. So what I'm picking up is that maybe dad didn't like this other person, and maybe he didn't like this person for good reason. Maybe this person wasn't good to you, and maybe this is somebody that your father is trying to protect you from. It's not going to be the case necessarily all the time, but that is something that I'm picking up energetically, so I put it out there. Okay, so your action needed is the Lovers, and it's in reverse, which tells me that there's been a falling out in a love relationship. There's been some sort of instability. There could be a separation going on, conflict. You might be second guessing your choices in love. And typically the Lovers is Gemini energy, and it's seen as a choice needing to be made, whether you want to continue a relationship with somebody and advance to the next level, like marriage or a high level commitment, or whether you want to sever the ties and cut this person loose because they aren't a good fit for you. It's in the reverse. So that tells me that there's definitely been issues in this situation, and that you could currently be either broken up from this person or in a period of separation, or you are contemplating what to do next, like you're second guessing yourself. Do I want to be with this person? Kinda. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. It's like you're on the fence right now. So that's important that you come to a decision before you take action. And then your outcome is the 8 of Coins. It's also in reverse. So something to do with either having a bad reputation, you or this other person. There could be a lot of repetition or repeating cycles going on. It could be that you're rushing into something that maybe isn't a wise decision, and maybe that's why you're second guessing these things, or it's poor quality. So either poor quality work, poor quality effort, poor quality somewhere in this scenario that you're dealing with. Pentacles typically is earth sign energy, so you could be dealing with a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. This could also be work or money related. So maybe you're not putting in your best effort at your current situation if you're employed, or whatever something that you're working towards. If you're working towards a relationship, it could be lack of effort on your or the other person's part as well. So it's definitely something that I feel like you don't want to rush into this. You want to kind of take a step back and make sure that this is a good situation and that it's stable. And if it doesn't feel stable, and if it doesn't feel like it's a good situation, or this person's very unreliable, then I would be very cautious to get re-involved with this person. All right, that's what we have for you. All right. Yes, it's him, Cleopatra, but I hope for better. Well, I hope for better for all of you guys too. In the new year, I definitely hope that things improve collectively because the energy the last couple of years has not been great. You're welcome, Sabrina. I hope that helps you. But yeah, definitely there's been so much negativity in the world, and that's part of my mission work here is that one of my goals is to help people heal through my readings, or to be able to get them unstuck in an area to where maybe they can shift their focus and actually go forward into a better scenario for themselves, you know, or for their family or their career or whatever it is that's holding them back. And I really feel like the mediumship readings help a lot with those because I'm able to tap into not only source, but your unconscious and spiritual side, and your guides communicate with my guides, and then, you know, passed on loved ones come through and deliver messages for healing and things like that. So it's really important work, and it's something that I really pride myself on being accurate and truthful. And if I don't pick something up, I'll flat out tell you, I'm sorry, I'm not connecting to anybody. And I have refunded money before because I feel like it's my job to be the connector, and if I'm unable to do that, I have refunded money. It's only ever happened one time that I wasn't able to connect, and the following day I tried to do it again for free, and I was able to connect. So I actually just needed some more time to be able to connect to this person's family member, and it came through. So it does happen sometimes, not usually. My mediumship readings can take me anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half because, like I said, I meditate beforehand before I channel messages for you, and then I take notes, and then we meet and I do your tarot reading as well and deliver all of your messages. So it is time consuming, and that's the only reason that I charge for those. And I charge only $25 for a tarot reading, and I use multiple decks, and it's roughly about a half an hour to 45 minutes or so for those readings. And, you know, my whole goal is just to help people. It's one of my missions that I'm here to be a healer and to help other people kind of go forward to do their mission work, because we're all here for a purpose. So I always say, if God woke you up today, your mission's not over and you've got more work to do. So get on with the program and get going. All right, I'm going to do a tarot spread for the collective, anybody who's viewing this. And if anybody else would like a reading for 4 free cards, just put your first name in the chat and we'll grab you next. All right, what do we need to know for fire signs today? 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, fire signs, Aries, Sag, and Leo. We start with the High Priestess, Pisces energy. Tapping into your intuition, listening to source, listening to the hidden wisdom, your intuition. Dreams are really significant with the High Priestess. She's about mystery. She's about hidden knowledge and like an enigma, or a lot of mystery and mystique. So definitely something where you could be connecting to a Pisces. I'm a Pisces sun. Tapping into that hidden wisdom and intuition is really going to be important for you fire signs. All right, 4 of Pentacles, and it's reversed. So we could be making some reckless choices when it comes to money, big purchases, or gambling. So it's time to let go of the negativity, and you definitely want to focus on what's important financially, and don't make reckless decisions with your finances right now. Could create a tower moment if you aren't careful. If you're gambling with things that you really can't stand to lose, I would advise against it. Massive changes, upheaval, some sort of catastrophe, needing to rebuild, or some sort of revelation could be coming for the fire signs. And we have the Hanged Man, also Pisces energy, and this one's in the reverse, which is actually good. We want the Hanged Man in reverse because it shows that there's forward progress, and that you aren't necessarily stuck anymore. So you could be rushing. This one also is about rushing through, not being really thoughtful, being a little thoughtless or a little careless with things, or feeling like there's some sort of useless sacrifice or martyrdom. So be cautious with that. We're going to get 4 cards for our water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so we also have the 4 of Pentacles for the water signs. So be cautious with your finances. This is something where you don't want to overspend. It could really cause a lot of stress in your life. So be careful. Don't go spend more than what you have right now, and don't be reckless with your finances. Wheel of Fortune, it is reversed, so that is not great. You might have felt like you're having a string of bad luck right now, or lack of control. The past might be resurfacing. Again, we're in a Mercury retrograde still. Some sort of disappointment right now that you could be dealing with, and maybe that's why you're kind of trying to gamble with things, or maybe you're trying to blow off steam by doing other things. Not wise right now. Definitely be careful with that. All right, we have the 4 of Wands, so this is some sort of celebration. I feel like luck is turning around, but currently I still feel like you might feel like you're in a string of bad luck. So be patient, let the retrogrades kind of final out. I think one ends the 12th, one ends the 18th, and then I'm not sure about the other couple of ones. But things are starting to turn around, things are getting more stable. You're trying to build a solid, stable foundation, so don't wreck it by careless choices right now. And we end with the World. So water signs, this is something where you could be thinking of traveling. You're completing a cycle or a phase. There's some sort of celebration, wish fulfillment, coming in, and definitely some good news. Also the possibility of travel or relocation with the World. Interesting energy. All right, so fire signs, water signs, we'll do air signs next. All right, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so air signs, we have the 6 of Wands to start your reading. This is something where it could be a victory. You could be getting some sort of recognition, being cast in the spotlight, having something where you're being recognized for your gifts, talents, and abilities, or you could be some sort of performer appearing in front of a large group of audience, as well as you could be famous at some point. All right, we have Justice, so there's Libra energy. This is balancing the scales or finding harmony in something, equality, balance. It could also be dealing with courts, contracts, or legal issues. So you need to find the balance. It might be out of your control for some of this if you're going through the courts. Make sure that you're doing your part to be on the up and up and be truthful, and hopefully things will go in your favor. It's upright, so it does look like a positive outcome. We have the Empress. She is reversed. She's not the nicest when she's in the reversed energy. It can be a lack of concentration, smothering, or like really selfish energy, kind of narcissistic, negativity, feeling undesirable, or anxiety. So you definitely want to shift your perspective and get out of that negative mindset. And it's going to take strength and courage on your part. So Leo energy. Having the courage, having control, having patience, you're following your convictions, and a lot of determination. So if you're determined enough and you put forth the effort with the strength and the courage that's on your side, this is something that you can overcome any of these challenges, but it will take work on your part in order to get there. All right, that's our air signs. Let's see what we have going on for our earth signs. Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. One, two, 3, and 4. All right, so we have the Page of Cups and it's reversed. So some sort of negative news could be coming in for you earth signs, dealing with jealousy, some sort of obsession, immaturity, or some sort of childhood problems could be resurfacing, especially while we're in the retrogrades. So be cautious with that. If you do receive some bad news, make sure that you try and have a little bit of strength or courage when it comes through. You could be dealing with a Leo as well. Strength is all about having patience and determination in order to overcome something with courage and stamina. So be cautious of that. 7 of Swords also reversed. We definitely have a lot of reversals in the cards lately, which is unique because normally they would all come out upright. Very rarely did I get reversals. So I feel like I'm more bonded to this deck, which is kind of nice. All right, so 7 of Swords. You're having some sort of deception around you. You could also be dealing with people who are getting caught, or you might be getting outsmarted. Make sure you're not being gullible right now. It's really going to be important that you listen to your intuition and that if somebody is deceiving you, you want to be really careful that you figure this out before it gets taken, that you don't get taken advantage of. And there is some forward movement, and this is something that you might also be traveling, purchasing a new vehicle. There's forward movement, and it comes quickly. Could be some sort of victory that you're also achieving. I feel like you might outsmart the person that's trying to outsmart you, is what I'm being told. And my stomach is really burning all of a sudden. So listen to your gut. This is really important for earth signs. Listen to your intuition. Do not ignore your gut instincts. They're trying to protect you from something or someone who is trying to deceive you. Be very, very cautious. This is going to come in quickly. It could be something that takes you a little by surprise, and there could be some sort of either travel involved or vehicle involved is what I'm picking up. That's what we have for earth signs. All right. Halsey, what a cool name. Hi, I subbed and liked. Thank you so much for subscribing. So we're doing 4 free cards. All I need is your first name in the chat, and that's how I work. I channel messages. I'm a psychic medium, and so I read the cards intuitively. So I just need your first name, no specific questions, and we do a general reading that way. All right, so Ashley is your first name. Okay, so let's get 4 cards for Ashley. All right, so we start with Judgment. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. It's in reverse. So when it's in reverse, if you're dealing with courts, contracts, or legal issues, I would be very cautious. This is something where karma is being dealt across the board. You might feel really oppressed right now, have a lack of self-awareness. Some sort of failure or repeated mistakes could be coming up. So you want to be very careful. That's your current situation. So it's also a card where if karma is being dealt, there's not much you can do to kind of avoid it. So you want to hope that it's good karma coming back to you, not negative karma. If it is negative karma, you want to be really careful, and you want to try and change those things so you don't keep repeating the cycles. All right, your obstacle is the Wheel of Fortune. So are you feeling like you haven't had a lot of good luck? Because the Wheel of Fortune upright is about karma in the positive. It's about destiny taking control and fate intervening somewhere. It could be unexpected money or good fortune coming to you. So it's like things might start out kind of negative, but it's like you have to either shift your perspective on something, or there's some sort of positive thing that's literally turning things and events around in your life for the better. All right, the action needed is the 6 of Coins. It is in reverse. So there could be an abusive power somewhere, like somebody is taking advantage of others. There could be scams. There could be somebody who is trying to scam you. There could be greed, extortion, or you might be really gullible somewhere, and you want to be careful that people aren't trying to scam you for money or take advantage of you. So let's say, as an example, if you all of a sudden come into a large sum of money, let's say you won the lottery overnight, okay, and you advertise that and you tell a lot of people, there's going to be people that come out of the woodworks that try and sabotage your good luck and try and actually steal that from you for themselves. So be very careful. If you feel like you should not tell people something because it's better left quiet or to only your close friends and family, do that, please, because you don't want to be scammed by people. It's very important. All right, your outcome is the 7 of Wands. It is also reversed. So you're feeling like giving up on something, you feel defeated, or there could be some sort of like being a little too chicken to maybe do something or take action on something. If this is dealing with courts or contracts, I want you to be really careful that you aren't repeating a bunch of mistakes, that you're not doing anything that's going to negatively impact you in the future. There's some good luck coming to you, but it looks like there are people around you that maybe don't have the best intentions for you. So I want you to be really careful. Don't advertise all your good luck to people. Keep it private. And it's definitely something that you could feel like giving up. So you definitely need to be cautious with that. And I would say I want you to shift your perspective and don't give up on something that's really important to you. If it's a goal of yours that you just feel like this is a huge mountain to climb, climb the mountain little by little till you get there. Don't give up on your dreams and goals. Keep going and climb that mountain. If it's something where you're like, I'm just never going to make it, it's self-talk that's negative, then you want to change that, and you can do that. All right, let me get a sip of water and check in with the chat here. phone doesn't want to show the chat, guys. Sorry. All right. Hello, Santa Farhan. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And you're welcome. Ashley, you're welcome. All right. So did anybody else want to get some free cards? Hi, Diamond. Long time no see. Almost missed you there. Did you want to get some free cards as well, Diamond? Let's see. Anyone else that wanted 4 free cards, just put your first name in the chat. Good to see you, Diamond. Hope you're well. Haven't been live in a while. Haven't been able to catch anybody. I've been very busy with the holidays. Things are finally slowing down for me, so I'm going to try and go live a couple times in the month, maybe a couple times a week. We'll just see. I've been okay. Just, you know, surviving. Made it through the holidays unscathed, so that's good. We had good holidays. And I got engaged. For those of you that don't know, I got engaged on New Year's Day. So that was a big surprise. My fiance, it's weird to say that now. I've been married before and divorced. So like I was married for 8 years to my ex-husband. We're still friends. We still, you know, converse, and we're still raising kids and everything. And my current boyfriend, fiance, and I have known each other since high school. So a very long time. I'm 42 years old. So we met my freshman year in high school, and we were just friends. We just palled around together, and we had mutual friends. My sister and her high school boyfriend eventually got married. They're since divorced. But my fiance, John, was best friends with my sister's ex-husband, Dennis. So we all just hung out together for years. And we lost touch during high school. He ended up leaving high school and moved away. And I hadn't heard from him in like 20-something years. And he found me online one night. And we just started talking. We were both going through a lot of stuff at the time, and just kind of hit it off and had a lot of stuff in common. And so long story short, we've been together for over 8 years at this point. And we talk off and on about getting married and things like that over the years, but we both had really crummy first marriages. And so both of us were very scared to get, you know, that far into it. Like, I don't know if I want to sign my life away again. I don't know. I'm on the fence. And some things have changed for us in the last year or so. And I think we've both kind of worked through a lot of our personal demons that we were dealing with out of fear. And so we finally got to the point where we were seriously talking about, well, maybe we should think about that. You know, I mean, we're not getting any younger. We've been with each other this long. Like, what's really stopping us now? So he surprised me. He was, apparently he was thinking about how he was going to do this for a while, and he had talked to all of our kids. We have 8 kids between the two of us, 4 apiece. And so he talked to all of them and, you know, said, hey, you know, I got her a ring, and I want to ask her. I want to check in with all you guys and see if you're all okay with this. And they all said yes. And so I took my youngest son home to his dad's house on New Year's Eve, and I made it back with like 5 minutes to spare for New Year's, for ringing in the New Year's at midnight. And, you know, I just went about my nightly routine. I thought New Year's comes whether I'm up here to watch the ball drop or not. So went and changed my clothes and all that stuff, put on my pajamas, and he was a little upset. Apparently he wanted to ask me at midnight. Well, I wasn't even in the room. I was like in the bathroom and, you know, changing my clothes and everything. So the next day comes around, New Year's Day, and we're just milling around the house, you know, doing our usual stuff, getting everybody ready to go back to school and work and all that. And obviously I read tarot. So he was joking with me. He had wanted a haircut, and I said, you know, I'm doing some other things right now. Can it wait a little bit? And he kind of got upset. And I was like, why are you so upset over a haircut? Like, normally you just go grab the clippers and cut your own hair. What's the big deal? So I was like, whatever, blew it off, didn't think anything of it. So a little while goes by, I come out of my office, and he was acting really irritated, like, I need 5 minutes of your time, sort of deal. And I said, what is going on? Do you need a haircut that bad? I'll go give you a dang haircut. For those of you that don't know or are new, I used to be a hairstylist. I'm still licensed, but I retired due to injury, so I no longer cut hair in a salon. So anyways, he tells me he wants a tarot reading, which is unusual because normally he doesn't. Like, he'll ask me maybe a couple times a year to pull cards for him. And I was like, really? That's why you're upset? You want a tarot reading? Fine, come on, let's go. I'll pull you some cards. So he says he wants love cards, which is even more unusual for him because most of the time he's like, I could care less what the cards say. I don't really care. So he I pull some cards for him, and I'm not really paying attention to what he's doing. I'm looking at the cards on my desk, you know, and showing him and everything. And so he says, huh, well, that sounds pretty accurate to our current situation, right? And I said, yeah, pretty accurate, you know. And so he says, well, tell me exactly what this one means. And I can't tell you what card it is now, but so I opened the book and I said, look, everything I told you, plus here's what the book is telling you, you know, it's the same thing. And he says, yeah, that is the same thing. So all of a sudden he's down on one knee and has a ring in front of my face. And I'm like, where did that come from? Like, what is that? You know, and he actually asked me, and I told him for years, that's all I really want. I just want an honest proposal. I want you to actually get on one knee and actually ask me. And so, of course, I said yes. And so long story short, here's the ring. It came with another band, a wedding band. So when we actually do get married, it matches and everything. It looks like the sides of this band. And so, yeah, that was my excitement over the holidays. We had a good Christmas and good Thanksgiving and everything. And we do real low-key stuff anymore. It's definitely, you know, I'm not into big pomp and circumstance for anything. You guys see no makeup. I'm just, you know, usually in like sweatpants and a t-shirt on camera and stuff. Sometimes I'll put on makeup. But I have fibromyalgia, so, you know, it takes a lot of effort and energy for me to get up and to get dressed and shower and all that stuff. And my body a lot of times is fighting me, and I feel like I'm dragging around a bunch of lead weight in my body. So I like to actually just be low key and just kind of, you know, play it by ear. And so there are days where you guys won't see me post until late in the day, and that's why I'm waiting for like my brain fog to wear off, or I can't really focus very well, or my mind feels clouded, or I just have no energy and I just don't feel good. And so there's days where I don't post my face on camera because I just don't feel well, but I enjoy reading the cards, and it actually makes me feel better to channel the energy than to just not. So I like to post for you guys, and it's something that I really want to do. It's just sometimes I don't look great, so I don't always want to be on camera. And so if you guys see that I'm posting just the cards and not my face, that's a low energy day. It doesn't mean that I'm sick or anything like that. It just means I don't feel great, so I don't really want to be on camera. So that's usually the only issue I have. But so that was what I did for New Year's and all that stuff. So yes, good stuff. You really appreciate them, and thank you. Well, I'm glad you do, and I appreciate you guys watching the videos. I was telling people earlier in the live that I'm going to be doing things a little different on the channel. I do have a poll up on the community page, so if you go to my channel and you go to where it says community, there is a poll on there that I would appreciate all of my subscribers taking, because whatever isn't selected on there out of the poll, I'm not going to be posting as many of those readings for this year. So tarot will always be on the channel because it's a tarot channel. But there's like love readings that I do, there's spiritual guidance that I do, there's shadow work that I do, and then I have like all my own decks that I created too. I think I have like 6 or 7 of those now. And so I try and give you guys a variety of stuff to watch so that you're not always watching the same things. I also today was looking up a bunch of different new tarot spreads that I'm excited to start using. Some have to do with like self-help spreads. Some are, let me just look at some of them because there was like half a dozen of them probably or more. Let me see what all of them are called here. Let's see. So one of the ones I like to do is the one we're doing today. So it's the current situation, the obstacle, action needed, and the outcome. So that's real easy. One that I came up with in a dream was called Your Side, Their Side, and the Truth. That's like 9 cards for the situation that's going on. I found one for past life spreads. Let's see. Reincarnation spread, uncovering your calling. 5 cards in a horseshoe of like where you are now, what obstacles you're facing, things like that. And then I have some that are like 3 cards that you can either work through things that are past, present, future, your work, love, and home life, releasing, drawing things in, and guidance. Yeah, so lots of different stuff that I'm excited to be able to show you guys. Things that are relationship to yourself, different qualities and things that you possess, self-care, things when you're feeling really stuck in a rut, So lots of different stuff for self-growth when you're feeling overwhelmed. So I came up with a lot of different new stuff that I'm excited to show you guys on the channel. And those are all tarot messages. So what I want you guys to do on the poll is literally to just vote for what you want to see more of, not things that you don't want. So if you only want to see tarot messages, vote for the tarot. If you want to see more love messages, vote for the love. If you want to see shadow work or spiritual guidance, vote for those. And then I will keep those on the channel. I'm going to keep shadow work for sure, and I'm going to keep tarot messages. It's the other stuff that I'm not getting as many views, so I don't know if you guys are actually interested in watching those, or if it's something that I should just leave from my TikTok, and I'm totally okay with that. I want to post content that you guys will actually either engage with, like, and comment, or I want to post things that you guys are actually interested in watching the video all the way through. I try not to post super long videos on here simply because most of the time they're getting very low views. The shorts get a lot of views, but they aren't subscribing to the channel. So it's like I'm trying to weigh what works best for my audience, as well as the time that I have in order to actually post the videos for you guys. So some days it's easier for me to just jump on a live and post a reading really quick than it is for me to spend a couple hours a day actually recording and uploading and editing videos for you guys to be able to watch. So I'm going to keep doing week ahead spreads on Mondays for all of the zodiacs. Sometimes it's going to be all in one video, and I'll timestamp it if it is. Other times it's going to be in the shorts category, like Monday, I put it in the shorts, where it's just a quick little 1-minute reading for your week ahead, what you can expect for the week ahead. Remember, these are always general readings unless you pay for a private reading or unless I do a one-on-one during a live. So it's not always going to resonate for you. It might not fit. So remember to watch your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus sign placements so that you can get a full picture of what's going on. And that applies to all of my readings. So if it's like a fire sign reading, and let's say you're an Aries sun, and maybe you're a Scorpio moon, you want to watch all of those so that you get the full picture. Same thing with like your month ahead readings. Watch your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus signs. If you don't know how to find those, you can literally look up your birth chart. You just need to know the city and state that you were born and the time that you were born. And that will pull up your birth chart, and it'll show you where all your placements are. And it does break it down and tell you, what your sun sign is, what your moon sign is, where all the planetary alignments are, and all that stuff. So then you can write those 4 key ones down, and then when I post, okay, so for an example, I'm a Pisces sun, I'm an Aquarius moon, I'm a Scorpio rising, and my Taurus is in Venus. So when I want to see what's going on for me for the week ahead or for the month ahead, that's what I look up. I look up whether it's my own readings or whether I watch another tarot channel. This is something that you can look up so that you have a bigger spread of how things are aligning for you. All right. You don't know, it'll be on your birth certificate, Diamond. So that's all you need. You need your birth certificate. It'll tell you the exact hour and minute that you came into the world, and that's how birth charts work. So you just need your birth certificate to look that up. So it's not real hard. If you don't know the exact time, excuse me, I have hiccups, guys. If you don't know the exact time, you can just put that day in there. It's not going to be as accurate as it would be if you had the hour and minute of your birth, but it will give you a ballpark of what you're looking at. So if you don't know the exact time, you can actually do it without it. It is possible to do it that way. All right, so was there anybody else that wanted to get 4 free cards before we jump off of the live? Diamond, did you want 4 free cards as well? Yes, okay. Let me shuffle a little bit here and we'll see what we got going on for you. And anybody else that wants 4 free cards, just put your first name in the chat and you'll be after Diamond. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, Diamond. So your current situation is the Two of Pentacles. You could be dealing with an earth sign. You could also be juggling things. You could be juggling finances. Truthfully, I don't know anybody really that isn't juggling finances. Life has gotten quite expensive for all of us right now. So the best advice when the Two of Pentacles comes up is it's a chance to evaluate your priorities. It's a chance to see what is really the most important. It's also telling you that there is balance needed and that there's a choice that needs to be made. So wherever that resonates, whether it's with your finances or whether you're juggling too much on your plate and there's too much going on in your life that maybe you're like, hey, you know, I need to let go of, you know, doing so much for so-and-so because I'm just burnt out and I need some downtime. Decide what it is you can let go of so you can stop juggling. So that's your current situation. Your obstacle is the Queen of Cups, and she's reversed. So we don't like to see the Queen of Cups in the reverse because she's a little immature. She can be kind of selfish, kind of spiteful, or smothering and kind of negative. So I like to think of the Queen of Cups as mama bear energy. So when she's in the reverse, she can be like, what do they call that? The helicopter mom, where she's always hovering all over, you know, the family and like, oh, so-and-so needs this and they need that. And I got to just, you're going to have to like pump the brakes if that's you. You could also be dealing with someone in your life that's kind of feeling like they're smothering you. So however that resonates for you. Could be a water sign you're dealing with as well. All right, the action needed is the Wheel of Fortune, so that's good. We kind of go from juggling things to things being a little negative to things really improving for the better. So it symbolizes things like good fortune, fate, and destiny have taken control of the Wheel of Fortune and they've spun good luck in your favor. So this is karma being dealt out, unexpected money coming to you, or cycles that are either turning or closing out. So things turning for the better. Yeah, I figured you probably do need to balance some things. Usually that's pretty indicative of what's going on. All right, and your outcome is the Seven of Cups. So this tells you that you've got a lot of choices. This could be a lot of choices in the love department. There might be a lot of suitors in your life that are trying to take you out on a date. It could be that you have a lot of decisions in other areas of your life that are emotionally based decisions. So you need to be very cautious with your choices. You need to really make sure that you aren't in fantasy land, and then you need to choose wisely. So I also recommend that you listen to your intuition before you decide. Remember the saying, everything that glitters isn't gold. So don't get dismayed or, disillusioned by shiny objects or people who kind of dangle a carrot in front of your face and say, oh, I'm the best person for you, but they don't back that up with action. Be very cautious. You want to make sure that you make a wise decision so that you aren't setting yourself up for any sort of heartbreak or failure in the future. All right, Diamond, that's what we have for your reading. And you have a lot in love life. Awesome. That's awesome to hear. I always like to hear that women have good choices. Just make sure they're good choices. Make sure they're good people. You don't want to get swindled by anybody or anybody who's, trying to deceive you in some way. You definitely want to be cautious, and you're welcome. All right. Anybody else that wanted to get 4 free cards before we close out the live today? And I am going to try and do more lives for you guys, because I really do want to engage with you guys. Yes, but I'm really just focusing on me right now. Awesome. That's like the best case scenario, truthfully. Do your inner work. Do your shadow work. Do your healing. Decide what you really want for a partnership, or if you would rather be single and just have a lot of friends. There's definitely nothing forcing you to do that for any reason whatsoever. What was your last comment? Let's see. Needing to get my money together and myself. Yeah, you and me both, girl. Definitely. Being broke definitely sucks. And, life, like I said, has gotten really expensive for the vast majority of people right now. And so a lot of us, it's like, man, we're just trying to survive and just trying to make ends meet and pay our bills and put food on the table and keep a roof over your head, And so it doesn't leave a whole lot of room for going out and socializing or, anything, going on dates, anything like that. So definitely work on you and work on what you need to. And I promise the right person will find you at the right time. All right. It's been a very hard year. I'm hoping that 2023 improves. I truthfully think that by summertime, things are going to be a little bit easier for a lot of us. I think the economy starts to stabilize, and this is strictly channeled information that comes through, but I do think that by summertime, so June, July, or August, that things actually start to kind of level out and balance out a little bit more. I think the inflation starts to kind of flatten out. It may take a little longer than summer to actually, keep going up and stop rising and all that stuff, but I do think that things start to improve within the next 6 months. I also think because we'll finally have less planets in retrograde, that will also positively impact society as a whole, and that it starts us to be able to go forward instead of feeling like we're backpedaling or that we're moving backwards. And that's really what retrograde symbolizes, is that things start to feel like we just took a giant step backwards. And that really collectively feels like it as a whole, because our money isn't great right now, and it's like we're always on the verge of another crisis or another epidemic, or all this stuff, right? There's all the negative stuff in the world. So I quit watching the news about 3 or 4 years ago. I rarely watch regular TV ever anymore. And I don't want to be inundated with all of the nonsense anymore. So I don't. I really choose not to be inundated with that. If I need to know something, I look it up, and I trust my guides, and I trust God more than anything to lead me where I need to be. So I don't operate out of fear, and I try really, really hard to not get overwhelmed with the crazy in the world, and just, try and stay positive. It's like, if today's our last day, what are you going to do to change it? Probably not much, right? What are you really going to do? If God calls you home, that's your time to go. So just be ready and, go home. And if, there's things that you can change, your spirit guides and God will show you the things that you have control over that you can change. So there's no sense in losing sleep or being upset about it. So yeah, there's never anything good on there. So I definitely I shy away from it. I won't watch it. I think it's all a bunch of garbage anymore, and I have no use for it in my life. So I definitely just do my own thing. And like I said, if I need to look up information, like, once in a while I might watch the news to see what the local weather's going to be, and shoot, they're never right anyway. So look outside, be prepared. Be prepared for snow, be prepared for sunshine, just be prepared for all of it. And it's kind of all you can do some days. So that's how I operate. It's just not worth my time and energy anymore to deal with all the negativity. So that's how I try and stay a little more positive in life. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining the live, and thank you for participating. If you are interested in being subscribed to the channel, I go live as often as I can. Sometimes it's a couple times a week, sometimes it's a couple times a month. Just depends. You're welcome, Diamond. And if you guys would help me out by taking the poll that's on the community page of the channel, and let me know what we need to keep on the channel. So things that you will watch, things that you are interested in, please vote for the one that you're the most interested in. Like I said, tarot isn't going anywhere. It's a tarot channel. It's always going to be on here, and I am going to keep shadow work. It's the other ones that I've listed on there that aren't getting as many views, and so if you guys aren't interested in those, that's fine. I won't post as many. Maybe I'll only post those once a month or something, just to throw some extra stuff on there. And starting next week, I'm posting Mondays and Fridays. So that leaves me 3 days in the middle of the week to maybe do a live, or to be able to do some more private readings for you guys. So those are paid readings. If you're interested, email me. It's listed in the description of all my videos, as well as on the about page on the channel. So that's the only way to book through me. Please don't get scammed. I only have one channel on YouTube, and it's called DamselNDistresstarot, and I only have one channel on TikTok under the same name, DamselNDistresstarot. So if you guys have a TikTok, you can follow me on there. I post shorts, 3-minute videos or less over there, and I do post those pretty regularly. Let's see, I'm going to keep posting your week ahead messages on Monday for the zodiacs. It's either going to be in the shorts category, or it's going to be one video time stamped with all 12 zodiacs. Again, watch your moon, rising, Venus, and sun, moon, rising, and Venus. There we go. Brain fart. And then I'm going to try and incorporate some new tarot spreads for you guys over the next couple of weeks, and we're going to see how those work out. So if you guys are interested, just comment on any of the videos. If you want to book with me, you email me for that. And I promise I'm very reasonable. It either comes with a Zoom call or a private upload here on YouTube to my channel. Only you or I can see that unless you share the private link with somebody else to view it. So that's what you're paying for, is either the Zoom call or the private link. I charge $25 for a tarot spread of any kind, and I use multiple decks in every single reading that I do. If you want me to channel messages and include a mediumship for your tarot spread, I do the mediumship first and I channel messages, and then I meet with you and we do your tarot spread together, and I deliver all your channeled messages during your reading. So those ones are an additional $25 because of the time that it takes me to meditate and to gather the information. So I charge $50 for a mediumship and tarot spread, and I charge $25 for a tarot spread no matter how many tarot decks I use. So those are my prices. That's how I operate. So I hope that helps explain how I work on the channel. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll try and connect again soon. If not, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for your weekend messages as well as your shadow work on Fridays. Have a wonderful day. Blessings to you and your family. Love and light. You as well, Diamond, and everybody else who joined us. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you back here soon.